I don't know. Look for them, Noah. There should be some there.
Hold on. Hold on, Mom. Kylie, could you possibly go grab my wallet? It's on your desk. It's a black wallet. No, I have my mom getting me something. Can you? I'm never gonna give him sausage with mayonnaise again. Why? Bro, he's going crazy. What the hell is? Coco, are you crazy?
Sausage with mayonnaise? What are you doing?
It's just
Why are you eating that? Put that back. You're not gonna eat that right now.
What? That's what I said. I finished my food.
Literally because you finished your food doesn't mean you're gonna eat that right
I'm
now.
gonna say the back one. Hello,
Stop.
my name is Christopher Rodriguez.
They can't even see you.
Chris, you know there's a fire in LA.
Stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Can you? Alright, good. Can you guys go upstairs now?
I didn't even pause.
Well, I don't know.
I'm so hungry. I want to snack. Just ate some. Oh yeah, I know what I'm. It's cool right here. It's just their medicine. But yeah, I got it. I forgot to get it for you down when I was cleaning up. Think that he is rusty. What? Yeah, I know.
Because you finished my bagels already?
But I haven't had one since since we watched The Lion King. Remember? Oh, I remember we finished all of them.
Paper towel.
No, we went down to the store. Bro, take that.
Okay, how do I turn on the stove? Because that's the only thing I do not know how to do.
What?
I do not know
Which
how
one?
to
This
turn on
one?
the
This one?
stove.
Can you move the statue of the
Yeah,
Wait, which one do you want? This one or this one?
this one.
You need new one.
Okay, thank you.
Bro, god damn, are you okay? I'll put it on high just in case.
Okay,
Oh, you know, I'm gonna put it on low because Chris is gonna be with me. Don't make a lot of noise because Chris is in the.
I know.
No, it's okay. Is anyone in the room, man? I can go to the room too.
No one's in the room, but I don't leave the fan on. I'm not gonna be burning anything, but if you want to go to the room, you can.
Yeah, no, yeah. So then you can eat here peacefully after in the table.
You can move everything off the desk too, because I think I put more stuff up there.
Okay.
But all of that you can throw in the laundry basket, and I'll clean it up later.
All right, sounds good. Kylie, don't get Coco upstairs. Just put the gate up then.
Okay, wait. Do you want me to bring you an egg and leave it out the door?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, I appreciate it. Kylie, bring him down.
He's coming.
Go take him down. Not like that. Coco, go pa allá.
Go, go, bear.
Hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, Jesus?
Good, good. You?
Pretty good, man. It's nice to finally meet you.
Likewise, man.
Yo, quick question, man. You go to UC Merced, right?
Yeah,
What year are you?
I'm a fourth year,
You're a fourth year. Okay. No,
but
yeah.
I'm due extra semester, so next fall I'll be graduating if all goes good.
Okay, there you go. That's great, man. What's your major again? Can you remind me of that?
Civil engineering.
Civil engineering.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I kind of leads into my next question. What kind of made you interested in business? I mean, if you're like a civil engineer.
I've always wanted to get like a minor in business just to know how like business works. Like, cause in school they don't really teach us a lot about business and money handling and just the way the system works. So it'd just be cool to just learn new things. You know, like I just want to learn like about business and how everything works.
Okay, okay. No, yeah. You're kind of just kind of like, trying to learn, kind of open-minded, kind of
Yeah.
seeking for opportunity right now then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, no, yeah. So,
One of my goals in the future would be to have my own company. So like if I know how to handle the finances, then just to get ahead.
no, yeah. And, I actually applaud you for that, Jesus. Not a lot of college students right now are actually kind of thinking of their future, kind of, wanting to start their own business. They're kind of just, kind of go with the flow. They kind of just want to, just kind of live their life as they go. But,
Yeah.
no, yeah. So, yeah, like props to you, man. Well, I mean, before we kind of get into like to this meeting, I kind of just want to to like let we're not gonna go, I'd say, too much into business today. I kind of just want to
Mhm.
like get to know you, see if our values or goals align. Kind of get to know one another. I'm gonna be like completely transparent with you. Um, I do have like a 7 step selection process, and kind of just to
Uh-huh.
see like kind of like who's serious about this. Can you hear me? Sorry, I feel like I might be lagging out.
Yeah, it's a little laggy, but I still hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. No, yeah. So,
It's just
yeah.
the pictures is a little laggy,
Okay, yeah.
a little
Sorry
bit.
about that. But yeah. Like I was saying, that's kind of like gonna like consist of kind of just like us getting to know one another. Because I mean, we only really know each other from LinkedIn. Now it's kind of our first time actually meeting each other. Um, so yeah. I mean, I kind of just wanted to
Yeah.
like share like a little bit more
Right,
about
right, right.
share like a little bit more about myself, so you can kind of get to know who I am. My name's Christopher Castañeda.
Right.
You know, I have a major in management, business, and economics. And just like you, I always wanted to run my own business. I always wanted to start my own company. You know, and back in middle school, back in like my high school years, um, I was always that kid, with like the Arizonas, that kid with like with the hot Cheetos, all those like chips and stuff. I was always trying to resell
Mhm.
stuff. So I was just trying to like find money, like make money, different ways. And reason being was because my family never really had a lot. I have immigrant parents. I'm a first generation college student, but kind of going deeper than just that. Um, if I kind of start from like like the root, kind of like why I am where I am right now. Because if I'm being completely honest with you, man, my first year in college, I was a completely different person than who I am today. My first year, I was out, partying, smoking, drinking, doing a lot of things, that weren't very, beneficial for my health. And,
Right.
I made like a dramatic change, not only because of this business, but because of this mentorship, this mentorship that I'm under. And that's essentially why we're meeting today, so we can kind of talk about that mentorship, so to see if if you can gain that mentorship. Because I have a mentor, I have a business coach, and they kind of help me, scale up my business, help me with my business, to kind of grow it to like where it is at right now.
Right.
And you know
Right.
I'd say what really kind of made me like, I'd say, like make that like mindset change at the age of 15 was kind of getting arrested. I got arrested. I had to go to like a continuation school right after that. And because of that, I had to get a job. So I
Mm-hmm.
was 15 years old working a job. None of my other friends at that age had a job, so none of them really know what I was going through. I feel like maturity, doesn't come with age, but it comes with responsibility. And I had a lot of responsibility as a 15-year-old. So, you know, kind of having to like navigate my way through all these past really negative associations I would surround myself with. um my mom made that change. She was like, you know what, like just like that. She's like, we're gonna switch you school districts, because I know you're a good kid. You're just around a lot of negative, bad people. So she moved me school districts,
Yeah.
and because of that I went into Avid. And that teacher there, she saw something in me I couldn't see in myself. I didn't want to go to college. I didn't want to pursue an education. I just wanted to work two jobs like I saw my brother do it, get that nice BMW like my brother. And you know what, that's kind of what I had set for myself. But
Yeah.
she was like, no, you should go to college, get that scholastic education. Why? Because I see something in you, Chris. And I was like, what do you see in me? She saw something in me I couldn't see in myself. So I was like, all right, maybe I should. I applied to CSU. She's like, no, apply to UC's. I'm like, I got a 3.4 GPA. I do not want to write the essays. Like, I'm good. She's like, no, come on, do it, Chris.
Yeah.
Like I believe in you. Yeah, and I bet you can relate with me. I mean, no one wants to write those essays. I did it. This is the only
But
UC that
the
accepted me.
PIQ is not.
No, yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. This is the only UC that accepted me. So I was like, all right, you know what? It's for a reason. They're offering me the best financial aid. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, the main reason why I wanted to go to like this college, yeah, yeah, I see you like, oh yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere, is because I knew it was like for a reason. And the reason why I wanted to do it was because I wanted to network. I wanted to meet people, because it's not about what I know, it's about who I know. And that's like something that my coach really told me, that's something really powerful. And something else she also told me kind of when I was like in the process of learning, because just like you where you're at today, I was just in your like your position too. I was learning about this business. I finished the 7-step selection process. At the end of it, I was able to launch my own business. Because essentially you're doing it for the mentorship. And I speak really highly of it, because I've been sober for like the past 7 months now. Because we have like a really positive, uplifting association. No vulgarity. No smoking, no drinking. No messing with people's money. No messing with people's spouses, stuff like that. And so I've never been in such a positive, uplifting, association. People who really like actually care about you and want to bring you up and help you. So yeah, I'd say like that's kind of just like a little bit about myself. Um, I wanted to touch upon one more thing. Sorry, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah, I mean, like that's kind of a little bit about me, a little bit about the mentorship, kind of how it's like, refined me, into like the person I am today. And I kind of want to ask you, Jesus, like, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Very similar to you. Obviously, first generation college student. My parents don't really come like from much. Obviously, they work hard, so I have what I have thanks to them.
Yeah.
My hard work too. I mean, I also work. When I'm in school, I still work on the weekends, so I still want to make sure like I'm supporting myself. And then just like you said, responsibilities. I do like I have to pay. I have my own credit card to pay. I have a car that I have to pay for gas. It's just a lot of responsibilities, and I also want to like one thing that I like about this mentorship, or from what I hear, is um I want to learn how to manage my money better, and then like how can I make my like money grow. And then about me, more about is obviously I go to Mercedes. There's not much to do, so it is
Yeah.
pretty boring over there. But I always try to find things to do. Going out with the homies, playing golf. Like I don't even know how to golf, but we just go golfing just
Yeah.
to
Just
try new
cause, huh?
things, experience new things in life. Similar to you, I stopped this year. That's one of my goals. I don't want to like do any more like drinking. I like to drink, but not no more. Like I want to like leave that habit behind, and then just focus more on myself and my future. Especially already being a fourth year, like I want to start making sure my careers and my futures, um, like going strong, going on the upwards. And just help my family out too. Like I don't want my dad or my parents like looking out after me. Like after I graduate college, maybe like a year or two, maybe. But even then, I wouldn't want that from them. I want to like make sure like okay, look, your hard work paid off. I'm doing good in life, and now it's my turn to give you guys what you guys gave me back times two.
No, yeah.
And then
Jesus.
also having siblings. I have a twin. I always gotta take care of her. All that.
Yeah, there you go. No, yeah, I also have some siblings, and I really appreciate you sharing that out. I know it's just their first time meeting, but I mean, I can tell like you really care about your family, and very similar to you, man. Like I want to give back to my family. They came to this country to give me a better future. All they know is work, 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 work. They kind of have like that employee mindset. My mom came when she was 7, my dad at 16, and so I know it's kind of like like you want to give back to them. You kind of feel like it's like almost like obligated to give back to them. Why?
Oh, it's
Because they gave you a roof over your head. They gave you food. Even when they couldn't eat, they gave you like food to eat. So they took care of you. Like they're your parents. And very similar to I want to give back
yeah.
to them. That's my goal. With this business, I see it as like that vehicle to reach the destination. The destination being me retiring my parents in the next 5 years, and the vehicle being this business. And you said something that I kind of wanted to add on more. Um, what was it again? It was, I believe it was like about the association. Something that I really like about it is that they've helped me manage my money. They help me with the budget sheet. They help me with the time management sheet. So it's not just how would I say? It's not just a mentorship for business, but it's a life mentorship. Something that my mentor told me that that really like stuck with me until like I think about it almost every day. Like if you don't let me mentor you in your life, then don't even ask to mentor me in business. And he was straight up with me. He told me like that, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And at first, when I was learning, I had that ego. I'm like, oh, but why? None of them like they don't relate. He's like, okay. He's like, if your girlfriend breaks up with you, Christopher, are you gonna be, like emotionally happy about that? I'm like, no, I'm gonna be sad. He's like, okay, then. So when you're sad, you're not gonna want to focus on your business. So if you're not gonna let me help you out, as you as a person, then don't ask me to help you with your business. And then that hit me like that, like a truck. I'm like, all right, you know what, Phil, you're right. Oh, my mentor's name is Phil, by the way. I can talk to you a little bit more about him in a little bit, but yeah, that's something that I really like about it. Like we help you with your budget sheet, we help you kind of like with your finances, we help you with your scheduling, and it helped me with breaking my bad habits. I was addicted to smoking marijuana, and that's something I really struggled with. Because I kind of like went through like this like depression phase. I lost someone very close to me, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
used that as like my getaway. And even
Yeah.
before that as well too, I was kind of always kind of just like smoking like recreationally. But I'm proud to say I've been sober for like the past 7 months, and I don't, it doesn't even cross my mind to actually do it again. But why? Because I surround myself with people that are actually not doing those type of things, surrounding myself with people who actually have a goal,
Yeah.
of a vision, who have that end goal of wanting to help their parents, wanting to be financially free, wanting to be wealthy. And so yeah, I mean, that kind of leads me to ask you, like, I know we're kind of talking about all these things right now, and I kind of wanted to ask like, how do you want to like live your life?
For sure. Like, I mean, I already kind of have this, like, in my perfect world, if I can accomplish this, a very financially stable, obviously working as an engineer, hopefully, having my own business, one day, but for sure, just not having to worry about money. Like, everything's gonna be paid, my insurance, bills, having all free. If all goes good, a Wi-Fi home, some kids, and then obviously owning some couple cars. But like, I don't know, I just want to have like a very comfort lifestyle without having to worry about financials, and maybe even being able to travel sometime.
No, yeah, definitely,
Definitely, just
definitely traveling on
all
the
the good
list
stuff
too.
to do. Yeah,
No, yeah, no, definitely, yeah. And I appreciate the transparency. Just like me, I want all those things too. And something that I would always say when I was kind of younger and before this, I was like, I want to be rich. And then my mentor
yeah,
was like, all right, why do you want to be rich? I was like, oh, because I want a house, I want a car, I want to travel, I want to do all these things. He's like, okay, but if you're rich, you have a lot of money, but not a lot of time. So he's like, a better word to use is you want to be wealthy. Wealthy being
yeah,
you
wealthy for
you have
sure.
money and you have time. And that's kind of when he made me realize, all right, the difference between time and money, and which one is obviously worth more. And my mentor, he's like, this is kind of when I like when I started speaking to him. I actually met him at one of my business conferences when I was still learning, just like you. I was in the process of learning about my business, and I was on the third step. This is technically our first step. We're getting to know one another. I was on the third step. I went to
Right.
an in-person meeting, and I actually got the chance to speak with my mentor up close and personal. And I was like, hey Phil, you know, I want to get mentored by you if what you're doing is legal and ethical. And he was like, oh, hi, Christopher. He was like, many people ask me that question every single meeting, every single conference, things like that. And he was like, what makes you different from everyone else? And I kind of just stood there like, I was trying to think on like what makes me different. I'm like, a little like broke
Mm,
college student, kind of going to me. I pulled out my resume. I'm like, oh, well, I've been working since I was 15. I have these soft skills, cashiering, money handling, customer service, da da da. He's like, all right, stop. He's like, that tells me nothing about you. And I was just like, what? Like no one's ever really spoken to me like that. So I was like, dang, like he disrespected me. Like I had that ego, And he was like, I look for people that have accountability, people who have integrity. if what they say they're gonna do matches what they do. And so I was like, all right, nah, like this guy's actually like he's a real deal. He's speaking profoundly right now.
Mm.
And after that, he was like, what else did he tell me after? I remember it was just like a whole different mindset that he had, like the way that he walked, the way that he talked, like the way that he carried himself. I was really able to kind of like see like, all right, you know what, like I want to get mentored by this guy, like I want what he has. And not only that, but
Right.
he shared with me, how he retired himself at 22 years old. And I was like, what? I never met anyone who retired that like, retired that young.
That young, that's me. That's my age.
No, yeah, and
That's crazy.
the reason being is because he put in that work, at a very young age. He started this business when he was 18 years old, and now now he has businesses in Canada, businesses in Texas, here in obviously California, all around the country pretty much. And he came as a international student. He was 18 years old. He had broken English. He's Vietnamese. So pretty much all the odds were against him. Yet, he still found a way out. He's working a dishwasher job. He went to San Jose State University. He finished his 4 years there while he was doing this business. He was able to do this business while he was in college. And I'd say, something that kind of like really like made him different is that even though like all the odds were against him, he still went out to go do the work. He was still, like, all right, you know what? If this is gonna, retire my parents, I want to do this. So yeah, he retired at 22. At 23, he retired his mom, and at 24, he retired his dad. And, at the age of 25, he was actually able to sponsor both of his parents from Vietnam to fly over to the US. So, I don't know how much money it is to sponsor someone, but I know it's a lot. And to sponsor two people and
Yeah,
bring them
for
over,
sure.
I was like, wow, that's really impressive. And right now, he's kind of like his late 20s, but yeah, he's still going out, he's still helping people, creating that impact. Why? Because he's not, he like, yeah, he wanted money at first, when he was younger, but he's doing it now because he likes to help people, because he wants that impact, he wants to
Yeah.
have that impact on people. He genuinely likes helping people. And so, once I heard that, I'm like, all right, you know what? Like, I want to keep pursuing this. I want to keep learning about the business. You know, what can I do to, get my business started? He's like, all right,
Right.
so that's why we kind of have like the 7 step selection process where we kind of like, evaluate one another. Obviously, I want you to evaluate me to, see if I'm someone you want to partner up with. But, same goes for you.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, like, that kind of leads me to ask, like, I kind of wanted to ask you, like, do you have any experience with mentorship? Like, have you ever been mentored by anybody or, like, anything like that?
Uh, for sure. In my first 2 years in college, I'm part of a scholarship program called Oakland Promise. So I had my own mentor, but
Okay.
then he left after, or not leave, but after 2 years, like they just like kind of let you be. So like they only guide you into your first 2 years of college to get like have somebody to talk to if we don't have like any friends or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But after those 2 years, they just like go and get somebody else to mentor. So I had a mentor for those 2 years, and then in high school, we had this program called Link Crew. So like
Okay.
it was only for seniors and juniors, so we will mentor freshmen, like guide them through high school and what to like look out for, any clubs to join. So those are like my two experiences, like being mentored and being a mentor myself for high schoolers, for freshmen.
Okay, no, yeah, definitely. So, like, like you mentored other people, but, you also had some instances where you had a mentor as well, then, right?
Yeah, I had a mentor. Yeah,
Okay. And I mean, like, was it like assigned to you or did you choose your mentor?
they were assigned to me,
Okay,
or he
okay.
was assigned to me. Yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, I just want to clarify because I wanted to ask you this kind of follow-up question. I mean, I guess you couldn't really control it, but I wanted to kind of ask, like, what kind of like made you, like call them your mentor? Obviously, they got assigned to you, but I mean, like, did you really see him as like, all right, this is someone I look up to, this is someone who I want to be, like, kind of what was your perspective?
Not really.
Okay, okay, yeah,
The only reason I call him a mentor just because in the program they called like they're like, oh, this is gonna be your mentor for those 2 years in college, and like they would we would mainly talk about like just school, like okay, what are these classes, how are they going, um and that's it. We'd probably talk like once every 3 4 months,
okay,
and then yeah, just a little checkup basically.
okay, no, yeah, no, and the reason I was asking was because I call someone a mentor is if they have something that I don't have, if they have
Right.
something that I want. Like my mentor, he has that lifestyle. Like when he travels, he packs no bags. He just buys everything when he gets there. He wakes up at 3, 4 in the morning, at 3, 4 p.m., not in the morning. He wakes up, plays with his cats. Like, that's someone who, like, doesn't need to worry about anything. Like, he's free. So,
Yeah.
like, I want that lifestyle. I want that business owner lifestyle where I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about my finances. I can swipe my card without looking at my bank account. Like, things like that. So, like, if, like, that's something that I would say, like, those are characteristics that I would say, like, call somebody my mentor. If they have something that I want.
Right.
And my mentor has that. That's why I call him my mentor. And so, I appreciate you sharing that out with me, because, you're keeping that transparency up. And, and that, like, that honesty as well, because you were like, as soon as I asked you that, you were like, nah. But,
Nah.
no, yeah. So, I know I kind of asked like, if you ever had experience, like, with mentorship and, kind of like how you wanted to live your life. And I know we kind of have, like, very similar traits there. But, I kind of wanted to ask you now, like, so I know you said, you kind of had, like, you wanted to kind of stop, like, that drinking habit. And I mean,
Yeah.
um, I don't know you, I'd say it too well, but kind of like, I want to ask, like, what's, like, your, like, why? Like, why do you want to, like, do this, like, start your own business, like, kind of what drives you? Like, what motivates you? Like, besides all these kind of like these negative things coming your way, like the drinking, things like that. Maybe some friends that might be, pulling you down. I'm not entirely sure, but like what drives you? Like what's that internal motivation?
So for sure, like the drinking is just like the my friends here in Oakland and in Merced, like they're very much into like that part lifestyle. Most of them, like they don't really like see no like they don't have a goal yet for the future. So like they're just like living day by day. So like with them, I'm like, oh damn, like I'm just here. I'm like the only one. One of like it's only me and some and another a friend that like kind of like have our mindset different than everybody else.
Hmm.
But my end goal is just like my parents. Like, I always come home like damn, like they're still working at 55, at 54. I'm like, oh, like I just want to be able to retire them as soon as possible. Why I want to I just want to improve my life. I see all these like on Instagram. Obviously, now social media is not all what it seems like. There's still
Yeah.
some downsides to everything, but it's just like wow, like if I could like just somehow better myself little by little, start getting experience and anything, learning new skills. I feel like it'll definitely help me just being a better person, a better lifestyle. Not only for myself, but if I have kids down the road, I don't want them to worry about it like how I worry about my parents and like their financials. Like, I want them to like, if there's anything you guys need, like I'm there. Like I have it for you guys, ready to go, and just live a very peaceful, comfort lifestyle. No stress, just happy life.
No, yeah. I really appreciate you sharing that out, Jesus. Because just like me, I want to retire my parents too. I want to have improve my lifestyle. Why? Because I mean, me, my brother, we're older obviously than my little sister, but I mean, we kind of came from that poverty lifestyle. We kind of grew up in San Rafael. So I know where Oakland's at. Is that where you're from originally?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, oh, yeah.
No, yeah. So my brother actually, and he's older than me by 5 years. He lived in Oakland actually, or not in Oakland. Sorry, in he lived in Richmond with my mom and my dad. Like a while ago, like a pretty long time ago. When I wasn't even born. But after that, they kind of moved to San Rafael. Right now, I'm living in Novato, and so
Mm,
I actually really applaud you for that. Because I actually also have some other business partners that are from Oakland. And they had that same mindset as you. They really kind of wanted to like you know escape. Like I mean, I don't want to like say that you were in this, but my business partners, they were kind of like in like the mix of like they wanted to kind of like escape everything there. It was very like negative there. A lot of
yeah,
violence. A lot of like negative. I would say kind of a negative atmosphere. There was a lot of like gang violence around my other
yeah,
business partners, and they shared that with me. And so I really like applaud them for for wanting to better themselves. Wanting to actually like get themselves out of that situation, not just be like, oh, what, I live here, I'm gonna deal with it. No, they made a decision to, all right, what, let me get out of this, like type of environment, this type of association, and let me do something with my life. And something that I really, took away from you right there was that, you and another friend want to do this. And, that was just like me. Because my first year in college, I looked around, I was like, all right, what other of my friends have goals, have values, I want to like, do something after college. Something my
yeah,
coach told me. She was like, she told me, she's like, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. And I was all like, wow. I thought about it. At first it didn't really hit me. And I started asking my friends, hey, what are your goals after college? Hey, what do you want to do after college? Like, what do you see yourself doing? I don't know. I just want to work. I don't have a plan. I'm kind of just like trying to finish this final. Like, most of them didn't know what they wanted in life. And just like you, I knew I was destined for something greater. I knew I wanted to own my own business. I knew I wanted to, step out of my comfort zone and like, do something with my life. Not just work for someone else's dream, but work for my own dream. And
Yeah.
I really see you as, someone who kind of, is like, looking for opportunity, someone who's seeking for opportunity, who wants to actually, go out and, like actually, experience, not just, work for someone else. Because I mean, let me ask you now, do you have a job right now?
Yeah.
Where do you work at?
At Ross, you know the little like the SPS, the loss prevention.
Oh, okay. Hey, there you go. So you're working like yeah, so almost like a security type of thing right there, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and I mean like that. I mean, you're working for Ross's what is it? For their mission statement, for their dream.
Yeah.
Like that's not what you want to do. I mean,
No.
unless you want to do that. No, yeah,
Nah.
yeah, exactly. And I mean kind of going like, adding on to that, when I was working at the bank, I was working at Wells Fargo only for 3 months, but I was working full time, 45 hours plus, always trying to get overtime, always trying to make more money. And
Right.
I realized I'm like, yeah, it's a cool job. I like the money, but I don't want to do this my whole life. I met a
Yeah.
coworker there. She's like, oh, I'm about to hit my 20th year anniversary. I'm like, oh, congratulations. In my head, I'm like, I cannot
That's a
even be here
long
for
time.
1 year. Like you're here right here for 20 years. Like, oh, like, like in my head, I'm trying to process that. I'm like, like, why are you working for someone else like 20 years? Like, like when like you can do something for yourself. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of like why like I'm kind of looking for like like-minded individuals, people who actually want to step out of their comfort zone, people who are looking for the opportunity. But
Sure.
yeah, man, I mean I kind of just want you to like ask like those few questions that I mean like we definitely like have like the same goals, we definitely have like the same values, they align. And
Right.
I know I kind of like mentioned this before already, but I kind of want to talk about like the 7-step selection process, So this is technically, our
Right.
first step, um, kind of getting to know one another, kind of, seeing if, everything aligns with us, The second step would,
Yeah.
be, I'll show you the business model, the structure of our business. And then, like the third step, I kind of show you, excuse me, I'll show you everything of like our company, how the money works, everything about the business. So like usually after the third step, you're gonna know everything about my business. And so
Right.
yes, there's another 4 steps added on to that, but I mean it's kind of gonna be like, I'm gonna be completely transparent, it's gonna be at your own pace. So as much as time and effort
Mm.
you put into this is what you're gonna get out of it. If I'm being honest, it
Right.
took me 2 months to finish the whole selection process, but I was working full time. I had a class I was working on for the summer, and I was still smoking. So I was kind of just pushing it to the side, if I'm being honest. But I still
Mm.
finished it, and something to kind of just like give me some like more insight. My coach, she finished the process in 3 weeks. So it's pretty much like
That's fast.
it's pretty much at your pace. And the reason why she did it was because she knew what she wanted. She saw the value in this opportunity, and she was like, "All right, you know what? I want this, and I want it now." So pretty much like, you don't gotta wait on me if you want like like, because kind of after this meeting, I want to send you like an audio or a book. I mean, I'm not sure if you're a reader or if you're more of a listener. I can send you either
Mm.
or. I kind of just want to see um, like kind of I want to share like my mentor's like mindset with you. Kind of like get you kind of started, I'd say. And something I'm gonna be completely transparent about is I'm not gonna ask you for any money. I'm not gonna charge you anything throughout this whole process. Only thing I'm gonna charge you with is time. I want to see if you're gonna
Mm.
be willing to invest time into learning about a business, learning about how to kind of like I would say develop yourself. And you might be like, oh, you
Right.
know what? Maybe he's capping. Maybe he's not being for real. But I mean, those were kind of my thoughts at first. But as I kept going, as I went through the process, there was some slight changes in me. I didn't notice them obviously, but my parents did. They're like, oh, the way you dress, the way you talk,
Right.
the way you carry yourself. Now, Christopher, like, like I like this, so like keep doing it. And so I kind
Mm.
of stuck with it. I've been pretty like I'd say profitable. And I've only been doing this business for 7 months, so it kind of just all depends on you. But yeah, I kind of wanted to ask you. I mean, do you have any questions, comments, concerns as of right now?
So like, say I was to go through the process, right?
Yeah.
What would it like look like after like completing?
Okay. Yeah. So let's say you went through
I don't know if you're able, but
so yeah. So the question is like like let's say you went through the process. you finish the process, that's when you get to decide, if you really want to do it or not. I mean, yeah, you can decide in the middle of the process. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. After the third or fourth step, I was gonna drop out of the process. I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, it's too time consuming. And then my parents, they're like, oh, you know what? You're always in these meetings. My parents were pretty much very negative with me. And I was all like, oh, I'm not sure if I should do this or not. So I reached back out to the person who offered me the opportunity. He's my business partner. I work very closely with him, and I respect him, highly. You might get a chance to meet him if we meet up again. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much, I was faced with a lot of negatives, but I kept pushing forward. I was like, you know what? I don't know until I finish the process if I really want to do this. But I'd say what
Right.
it looks like after you finish the process is, we help you, launch your own business. You have your own, your own online website. You have access to over, our products and services, and essentially, um, you know, we're gonna be able to help you, generate, some income. In a way of, obviously, like helping you with like the skills of, being able to kind of, I'd say, like move, I'd say, products and services. Why? Because if I'm being completely honest, this is a people's business, but it's also like a sales based business. So, um, in other words, do you know what like e-commerce is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, I heard about it on Instagram. Probably you know it specifically, but I know like the concept of it.
okay, no, yeah. So yeah, if you know the concept of it, I won't really go too much in detail then. Think about this business as kind of like Uber or Airbnb. We're that middleman. We connect people, who have
Mm-hmm.
money, and the people who have a car, who want to make money. So boom, we connect them together. We're
Right.
like Uber. And then we're also franchising business. So it's e-commerce and franchising. McDonald's, right? Like your famous franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Do you think they make the best cheeseburgers?
Not really.
Exactly. I bet you can make a better cheeseburger.
Probably.
No, yeah, probably. I mean, I know I can. I bet you can too. So, the thing about McDonald's is that, it's very simple. They have a drive-through. Their food's very easy to make. And,
Yeah.
but to start your own McDonald's, you can't really build one up. You have to buy one since it's a franchise. Do you know how much money it
Right.
costs to buy McDonald's?
No. How much is it?
It's like 1.2 million. Yeah. So I bet like not
Damn.
even you and me combined can probably buy that McDonald's. No, yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Exactly. Yeah, I like that mentality. Yeah, not yet. And so essentially, like kind of what I was going with is that McDonald's is very simple, but it's not easy to buy your own McDonald's. So similar to this business,
Yeah.
it's this business is simple, but I'd say it's not easy. Why? Because people make it, harder for themselves. People kind of, always kind of, have like those, like, oh, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if this is for me. I like this too much work. But yeah, I mean, like, did that answer your question? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. For sure. So, I mean, that's kind of like very like surface level. Definitely, like I'd say like if you're interested, in like continuing on with the process, I can send you some material, from my mentor. I can either send you a book, or I can send you an audio. I'm not sure, if you're a reader or if you're more of a listener.
Mm-hmm. I'm more of a
Um,
listener.
a listener. Okay. Yeah. I can send you like an audio. It's about like that was me too. That was literally me too. I was like, I don't like reading books. Books really aren't my thing. But
Yeah.
no, yeah, that was my mentality at first. But right now I'm reading my third book now. And I actually kind of like reading now. I don't like really reading, but I like learning. So that's kind of what I realize
Yeah.
now. But no, it's very similar to you. When I was just starting the process, I'm like, yeah, send me the audios. I don't do books. But yeah, I can send you
Yeah.
the audio. It's gonna kind of dive deeper into like entrepreneurship. It's gonna be have my mentor in it. And yeah, I mean, I kind of want to ask how long do you think it's gonna take you to finish that? It's like 50 minutes, an hour long.
Probably tomorrow. Probably by tomorrow morning, because I work in the afternoon, so kind of my afternoons are basically booked.
Okay.
So tomorrow morning when I have time for sure.
Okay, yeah, yeah, sounds good. I'll send you the audio then. I kind of want to ask you, is there a better way to stay in touch with you? Maybe like a phone number or something like that? Because I don't check my
Phone
LinkedIn
number.
like super often.
Yeah, phone number for sure. Yeah, I don't really check LinkedIn like not too often.
Okay, no, yeah, same goes for me. Yeah, can you just put your phone number in the chat, and I can kind of just add you and like send you a message. There. All right, I just sent you a message. So